everyone. Today's adventure involves going aboard that. It's the Sea, Air and Space Museum, the old U.S.S. Intrepid. Looks like they've got a Concorde and a space shuttle on there, so it should be very, very interesting. I'll keep you guys informed. So we're aboard the U.S.S. Intrepid, an aircraft carrier dating from 1943, apparently concluded its service 30 years later in 1974. So yeah, we're aboard here. There is a wide mixture of aircraft, which is awesome. And further down the deck, which you can probably just see the top of there, is the space shuttle pavilion. So we're going in to have a look at the space shuttle as well. So on the flight deck of the Intrepid, we have a Kafir here, which is an Israeli designed aircraft. Designed a little bit like Mirage, which it certainly does manage. Apparently the French couldn't sell it to them due to an arms embargo, so they built their own one. Next up we have the F-16 premium fighter aircraft. The predecessor to the SR-71 Blackbird is a single-seat version right there. Right at the back, Tom Cruise's favourite ride, a Tomcat. A Grumman Growler, I think there. Grumman Tiger. And this one here's a Cougar. So we're mid-decks now. We have there a Grumman Tracer. The beautiful aircraft, the Don Douglas F4 Phantom, used by Naval and Air Force. And up one here I hadn't thought of, I thought it was a Skyhawk, but it's actually a Cougar. So apparently it trolls bars looking for much younger men. So now on the VTOL section, that's a Chickasaw. Next up, a Sea Cobra. Beautiful attack aircraft, developed from the venerable Huey over there. So essentially the same basic aircraft, same propulsion systems, just a great deal more nasty on the front there of the Sea Cobra. Next up, one of my favourite aircraft, and I'll spend a minute on in a second, the AV-8B Harrier. Next we have a couple of trainer types. This is the Mentor, based on the Beechcraft Bonanza. And over there is the Italian Aeromacchia, in the colours of the Italian Air Force's aerobatics team. The Italian Aeromacchia, of course, is one of the few aircraft in the world designed to actually fly backwards when the Italians are retreating. Now, I did tell a small lie just a few minutes ago. I said this was an AV-8B. It's not. It's an AV-8C, which means it was an AV-8A, the first of the British-built Harriers, that was then upgraded with newer engines. So, beautiful aircraft, one of the most revolutionary aircraft in the world, designed to take off either from a short runway or vertically. Of course, it uses a lot of power to take off vertically, so they prefer to take off from a short runway. But yeah, absolutely revolutionary aircraft, this one. The old bird here being lovingly restored back in its original condition. Work in progress. Running now along the rear deck here, we have an Ontard, a French-designed carrier-borne fighter jet, a Sky Raider, designed in World War II, went through to Vietnam. Beautiful, sturdy design. MiG-17, a MiG-21, looks like Polish Air Force, and one of the advanced attack aircraft from the U.S. Navy, the Crusader. Hello, Captain. I have found the spacecraft, and Captain, it is the Enterprise. That's the world's worst Russian accent. Sorry about that. So, as you might have gathered from my half-hearted intro there, we have actually found the Space Shuttle Enterprise. Never went into orbit, obviously. It was the one that was used for testing before they fired the ones into orbit. But this was named after the U.S.S. Enterprise, the craft in Star Trek. And it is hard to underestimate the size of this beast. It is absolutely huge. Seriously guys, get a load of these tyres. Gargantuan, just so much shuttle up there. Of course you can see here the heat resistant tiling. It caused troubles in a couple of shuttle flights when they lost some tiles on the way through, but this is meant to absorb the heat of re-entry. We're at the nose of the Enterprise at the moment. As you can see, again, I'm emphasising the huge size of this thing. It's not anywhere near a light aircraft, it is gargantuan. Now along here you can see the sort of damage that would actually spoil your entire day if you're planning to come back in from orbit. A little bit of damage like this would be enough for the heat of re-entry to penetrate through to the hull and start to burn holes in your fuel tanks and fun stuff like that. So obviously this one's not going anywhere anytime soon, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah, easily damaged. We're now down on the hangar deck, level below the main deck up to the flight deck. And we have an Avenger cruising around here now to a Fury, which is the naval version of the Sabre. And an early helicopter back there. I did take note at the top, but I can't remember it now. Behind that there, you can just see a Skyhawk. So we'll get lots of interesting stuff down here. What we have here is a 1/40th scale Lego model of the ship on which I'm now standing, as it would have been in 1944, fully equipped with aircraft on the deck, ready to go. Guns and anti-aircraft positions, ready to see off the Japanese fighters. Brilliant achievement. We have here the U.S.S. Growler, an interesting type of submarine that served as an interim submarine between the submarines of World War II and the ballistic missile subs. On the foredeck here you can see she has a regular cruise missile. Now, the Growler would have to surface in order to fire that missile. The later ballistic subs would not. So the Growler and those of the class served between 1960 and 1963 to act as a deterrent for the Russians for launching their missiles, apparently. Yeah, 3 years service, but filled the gap nicely. The U.S.S. Growler. So we're finishing up today's tour, literally here in the shadow of Concorde. Another revolution in aviation history there. The world's first supersonic jet airliner. She's a massive aircraft carrier and it's been an enormous experience here as a museum. I recommend it. If you are in New York, come and see the Intrepid.
Sail!